and we've got nothing on the camera at the moment. Good start. Welcome everyone to another live stream from Twisted Dice. I'm Darren, and today we've got Ace joining us. Hopefully you can hear Ace. Yeah, that would be cool, right? I'm just making sure because I've just gone through and it's like that's the last thing I just thought of. Whether or not everyone can hear Mr. Ace. Let me know if you can hear Ace. If you can't, then he's just going to have to do lip reading. That would be bad, wouldn't it? I'm going to pause that for a sec and talk again, Ace. Hey, Mr. Fox, how you doing? Do you know what? Do you know what, John? I think we fooled ourselves on this one. We was nearly there. Can only hear me, but no Ace. No Ace. No worries, no worries, no worries, no worries. We can sort this out. What a good start. Anyway, so while I'm quickly dealing with this little issue, how's everyone's hobby week gone on so far? So we've got Robert in, we've got Mr. Fox in, and we've got Stu in again. Welcome, Stu. Good to see you back on, my friend. Really do appreciate it. And let's just see if I can get... I think this is it. We'll find out in a second. As you can see, I'm really keyed up for the Discord side. You can see I'm a real noob at this section. Doesn't look like that's come through at all. No worries. Let's go into there and we'll go properties. Yeah, no worries, dude. I thought I had this all sorted. I thought we was like well there. We were there. And I thought Discord just chucked it straight over, but obviously not. That would be too easy if we had this like working straight away. I wonder if it's the... Well, this is it, you see. We've got Ace all sorted and we've got it like there, and it's just like, nah, not having none of it. If I set that to that, let's see whether or not you can hear Ace now. I'm hoping we've got Ace sorted. Ace. It's like going down like a lead balloon. Woo. Okay.
Is it working?
Well, I think so. I think we've got it. Can you hear me now, Ace?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Let's see. Can we hear Ace now?
Let us know. Can you hear me? Tell me. Speak to me.
If not, we're going to start. So,
drum roll. Waiting for the feedback. Can you hear me?
So what we're going to... I don't know.
No one's meant... Is anyone saying whether they can hear me or not?
Yes, I think they can. I think we've sorted it.
Amazing.
Yeah, it just took a little bit. Right, so today I'm going to be working upon Death Guard. So if I pull you in and show you what we've got so far. So I've set myself a little task. Yesterday I started off on doing, basically going through some of my backlog of grey plastic, and I've got absolutely bucket loads of it. So if I show you what we've got. So So pretty much. By the way, most of these were already painted, and I decided out of my great wisdom that I was going to do it all again. What I'd done, poop. Is there any problem with that? And they keep coming. The plague is just like pretty much there. So hopefully you can see that mass amounts of stuff that I've done. So with this, half of them were already Death Guard green and another half was white. Now the only problem with that was I wasn't happy the way the previous white was, or the way it looked. It just didn't look crisp enough, and I kind of wanted to do something along the lines of, let's see if I can pull it up. Let's see if I can get the picture up, what I'm looking for. So if you can see here, if we can get that clear enough, this is where I want to go with the white. So I want to look upon doing all that rusting effect underneath the collarbones, around the side, and I think that really pops. So what I've done, I've gone in with a real dark brown. Now a lot of other painters, when they go for this white, they tend to go with flat earth as their base color and then build up. What I've actually done, I don't know if you can actually see it, but I've actually primed the color in a browny color itself, Israel Desert from Vallejo, and then what I've done, I've then given it a base coat of the Rockside for Games Workshop, and that's like a real dark, deep brown. And the reason why I've gone around that for is, so when I've started building up the white on top of the actual model itself, it then leaves all my shadow areas like that real dark brown, and that's where I really want it to be, because that brown is my, it's like my rich shadowy areas. So you're not going to see a lot of it, because what I've gone with next is I've pretty much gone in there with them Wraithbone next. Now Wraithbone for the airbrush, it takes a little bit of patience to do, but once you do it, it absolutely does rock. But then the shoulder pads, we're going to go with, I want that to be a green. So basically I want this army to be kind of like on the cusp of, they've still got the heresy colours, so I'm going to start in the whites itself. I'm going to put some of the greens in, so some of that taint that's starting to pull off. But I want this done by tonight. This army has to be done by tonight or tomorrow night at least. So I've set myself a little bit of a challenge, just a little bit. So it's kind of like that speed paint. But what now? Tomorrow I've got the model I painted up last week with for the Patreon, my Colt. That will be going up as a painting guide next month, well tomorrow night actually, for about 6 o'clock. So everything that I've done on that and all the processes, and even the bits that I didn't do on the live stream, will be all on there, and it's just condensed down to about 20 minutes, I think, probably not even that, just so like you can see what I've done, what colours I've used, and how I've done it. So today I'm pretty much going to go through and smash out as much as this I possibly can, but we're going to start off with this little fella here, because he's going to be my base guy. So as you can see, we've got all the whites in there, so he's going to be my test one and see what we can pull off with him. Let me stick this fella back on. So what we got in the chat, Stu, it's quite scary how much black grey plastic hobby I've got stashed away, and it's quite embarrassing, and it's really bad that more cool content or more cool models are coming out, and I've just got so much stuff that's just stashed away that I haven't actually kept up with, so I need to be really good upon that.
Darren, it still says you're playing Blood Bowl 2. Can you change your Steam Labs thing?
Ugh. Does it really?
Yeah. Twisted Dice is live now playing Blood Bowl 2.
Why has that done that? Oh, is that saying on the Facebook side, or is that saying on...
Facebook. On Facebook, yeah.
That's weird. Facebook can be a
fickle beast.
Yeah. Ah, well, it is what it is. No worries, no dramas. And we got Kyle in the thing as well. Mr. Kyle, how are we doing, sir? I think it's just John. I think he's just looking at an older edition. An older stream that he wasn't privy to.
Maybe that's what it is.
Oh. Now, for some reason, the music has just completely died. I wonder what that is about. That's probably just Streamlabs saying, nope, no more. Okay, cool. Right, let's get this on. Well, we've got a few people on today. Should really try to do at least an hour a day. Would be really cool. But to be fair, this last week, 2 weeks, I've been really pushing it out and really trying to get into it. So Stu, the Discord room that we're in at the moment, that is just for the patrons at the moment, or the one we just set up is just for me and John, just so we can get this going. I suppose I really need him sitting more. Like I say, I'll tell you what I have done with this. So I don't know if you can see the base on him. I've basically used a Coke can. So we've got a rock, Coke can, cut the Coke can apart so we've got a nice flat sheet. But what that Coke can also allows me to do is manipulate the actual sheet in itself. So I kind of wanted it like it was like an imperial structure that the Death Guard has just absolutely annihilated. We're going to be looking into the Discord thing but we're not there yet, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we're not down with the kids yet. Are we, John?
It's going to happen, though. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm working on it.
We're slowly getting there. Yeah, not quite yet. These pesky kids, eh, John?
Yeah, you can't keep up with them these days, you know.
I know, putting us in our places.
Absolutely.
Got to be proud though. I kind of got on what's it called? What's the one all the kids are on at the moment? TikTok.
Your TikTok. You're loving your TikTok, right?
Oh, TikTok rocks, man. So today it's pretty much going to be all on. I'm sure I saw Underdog painting on there as well. Dude, if you're on, it's not come up on my multi-screen, so apologies on that. So John, unfortunately you're going to get deafened and bludgeoned by my hairdryer, but the rest of the audience is not.
Okay, as long as the rest of the audience aren't, then I'm not so worried.
Yeah, I've got this awesome little app for the Steam Labs, so it means I can mute. Should be able to mute. Hopefully not getting bludgeoned. Let me know if you get any. Let me know if you've got anything, any feedback or anything like that. Right, let's crack on. So, I suppose the next thing I want to start looking upon is all this metalwork and start thinking about doing all this festival. So, we want to go in with a black. We'll go get this one. Hopefully, you'll be able to get the. Get the wet palette on there as well. It's probably not helping. Right, so with the metalwork, what we're going to do is we're going to blacken that off first of all, and I'm probably going to do the actual gun itself as well black. So John, what are you working upon at the moment?
So continuing my trek through refurbishing the old nids. So I'm just going back through some of the stuff that I've kind of rushed in the past to get kind of tabletop ready.
Yep.
Today I've got a 5 foot high chrome I'm working on, so hopefully you can see him. So I've done the green. I did the green on the Facebook Live page last week.
You've gone really quiet, John.
Can you hear me? Is that better? No. Hang on. Let me try and move this over here. Does that help? Is that better?
That's much better. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine. I've moved the mic. Yeah. So I did the green on our Facebook Live page last week. So now I've just started on the blue. So I've established the first few lines, like pinstripe lines, and then I'm just slowly building them up and highlighting them as I go, till I get that kind of nice, kind of clean finish. And then we'll work on some highlighting of the grey, and then start doing some of the details, picking out some of the mouth and the teeth and tongue and stuff like that. Shouldn't take me too long. He's getting there, and I've got a harpy that to do as well. That's kind of at a similar sort of stage. Can start working on the blue. So yeah, just slowly but surely getting the nids so they're looking really nice as an army. So when we put them on the battle reports, the whole army looks sort of a similar standard, whereas at the moment it's very different, varied levels. So yeah, just a bit of fun really. I've struggled with quite a lot of hobby burnout recently, so it's good to kind of, I find when you have a bit of a hobby burnout, one of the best ways to kind of get over it is to jump on something that you really enjoy painting, that's that kind of gets your buzz back. And I always enjoy painting the Tyranids, so it's kind of a nice way to kind of get back going again, because I've got quite like Darren, I've got quite a backlog, and I've got a commission piece for Fabius for a couple of nights I need to do again for him, so I need to get on with that. And I've got some more Space Marines for the studio army to paint as well, so I've got quite a bit. So it's yeah, I need to get on with it. I need to get going again. But I think, like so many people, the pandemic has hurt my mojo a little bit. But yeah, but it's all good. Yeah. It's all good, and I hope you guys are well and are keeping healthy.
That's the main thing. So just to answer on to Stu's question, painting metal models. It's different. The only thing I would suggest when you're painting up your metal models, make sure you're matte varnishing them afterwards, just to protect that paint, because with metal I just tend to find that they just absolutely annihilate quite quickly as the paint chips off quite easily. So it's really important that once you've done them, just make sure you're matte varnishing them up. I hadn't actually painted a metal model for a long time.
Yeah, so I'm actually sort of on the side again, just as a little kind of side project. I'm actually working on a project for my brother for his birthday in March, kind of on and off. He doesn't do the hobby anymore, but he just gave me all his old stuff ages ago. So I thought, just as a bit of a kind of a nice little thing, I was going to make a bit of a kind of mini sort of diorama stroke, just kind of little plinth piece, and use one of his like old models and make it look really nice. So it's kind of a bit of a showpiece, if you like. I'm working on this really old vintage kind of like griffin. It's a high elf griffin, and it's a solid pewter piece, and so yeah, they are tricky to work on, but yeah, as Darren said, I think the varnish is the key. Also, like thin layers is the key. I think that if you use several thin coats, then it adheres better to the surface, and when you go with thick coats, it comes away a lot easier. So lots of thin coats, and when you're kind of happy with a stage of it, so when I got to this stage where I was kind of like happy with the initial kind of feathers and kind of skin, I gave it a couple of thin varnishes, matte varnish, before then I go over it again. So then every time you're giving it kind of like a little protection. You've got to be careful you don't varnish too heavily, but if you give it kind of a light dusting of like matte varnish, it's not difficult to then start painting over that again. What it also does is it gives you a little bit of a safety net. So if you're painting and you make a mistake, it's much easier, then you can quite easily remove that mistake, because the varnish underneath should protect your last layer. So you can kind of work on it a little bit like that. But ultimately, the main thing with pewter models is try to handle them as least as possible, and make sure when you're not using them that they're, you know, that they're well packed, well stored, because there's no getting away from it. You know, they will pick up chips. The paint's always going to come off a lot easier than plastic models. But that's what I've kind of found has worked for me. But yeah, it's tricky, right?
So the last metal model I had was the old Bloodthirsters.
Yeah.
And I had one. I took one to Vegas, and I think it was like game 4, game 3. I can't remember. But I remember just because it was that time when the water was very, very scarce in the actual thing, where you had to pay for it. It was like $5 a bottle. And you know, as Warhammer, you're talking for Britain, aren't you? So you get quite dehydrated quite quickly. So as I was playing the game, I just kind of like had a little faint and dropped the damn thing, and it just went everywhere. So like the whole route where I was playing, just everyone just stopped, looked at me, and they could probably see the tears in my eyes welling up. I've just absolutely annihilated a Bloodthirster. That there's just like no way you're going to stick together.
No, it's a killer. It's a killer.
It is a killer.
Yeah, my Hive Guard are pewter, and I do really need to. The problem is I've got the slightly older model, because I actually quite like the slightly older sculpt. I probably have to move to the newer sculpt just because it's not easy to get hold of the old ones as much. And the older ones do look, they you know, because you put them on the right size bases, they do start to look a little bit more like lost on the right bases. So I do, and I've got the new models. I just need to switch over to them really, but they're a nightmare because I use them loads. As anybody that knows plays Tyranids, Hive Guard are quite a kind of important staple to your Tyranid army, and yeah, I do find that they're constantly getting chips, little bits and pieces. It's heartbreaking when it happens. So yeah, I mean, thank God we have plastic, right?
Yeah, the plastic is definitely made a big difference. I'm glad they didn't go down the whole. They come away from the old Finecraft stuff. Dave, no, I don't think I did. I can't remember. I think like just before Christmas, there's a lot going on with John with his work, as in like he's been really busy. So I think I missed him on that. What you could do, my friend, post it up on Facebook for us on the Facebook group. So again, that goes for anyone that's is in the chat today. By all means, please, if you're working on anything and happy to share stuff, come join us on our Facebook group and share, because that'd be absolutely friggin' awesome if you could. Love seeing what everyone else is up to. Just to change one thing.
I'm feeling quite sad this week, Darren.
Why's that, my friend?
I'd be going to Vegas on Tuesday if it was going.
Yeah, mate. If it would have been happening. Look, you're not going to be the only one in the boat there, because I know there's loads of people that wanted to go.
It's kind of bittersweet, to be brutally honest, because I made a decision that I wasn't going to go this year anyway. So the fact that it's actually cancelled means that I couldn't have gone even if I wanted to. But I still kind of like, I always look forward to this time of year. It's kind of like you get over Christmas and there's that kind of like lull in January, and I get really excited about that kind of trip out. So that kind of not going to Vegas this year is definitely, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Debating whether to do the shoulder pad now or do that. No, let's just do that afterwards. Stick to it now, stick to it. This is going to be difficult doing the colours on this. Death Card, I kind of got that. It's the only thing I hate about Chaos models is the way the models are. You've got like lots and lots of detail on them. Like there's loads of bits that need to be painted gold, and they're the bits that irritate the hell out of me.
I'd be interested to hear in the chat what people are thinking of the codex. Obviously, quite a lot of people now must have like watched or listened to like early reviews and stuff like that. Be really interested to hear what people's thoughts are. What are the things that they're most excited about kind of seeing or using, or if they play other armies, what they're most scared about. I've actually, at this stage, I've not watched or listened to many reviews. I suppose I'm kind of waiting a little bit to make my own decision, and I haven't had a lot of time with other bits and pieces going on with kind of homeschooling and other bits and pieces. But be really interested to hear what other people's thoughts are, because I'm excited about it.
For me, I'm going to wait until the codex comes. I've got it pre-ordered, so as soon as that codex comes, we can go through it and have a little butchers and see what it's actually about.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll have. I mean, once it's out properly, like we'll give you our honest opinion on everything and kind of review it, and we'll give you a kind of a nice review as well. That's kind of like not rushed out, that we've had an opportunity to properly like look at. So that's all coming, so don't worry about that. But just really interested to hear people's thoughts on it, and whether people think that it's going to be really, really strong, or whether people are kind of like disappointed with changes and stuff like that. It's always interesting to hear people's feelings, right?
Yeah, in it, like at the beginning though, most people will always hate the initial change.
Yeah, quite often, you're right.
It's like one of those things that people really hate at the beginning, and then it's one of those things you just have to just get on with and just learn and just deal with it. So what we got? So a lot of grey knights to paint. We'll start lead belcher. What you need: silver, blue washes overall. Then, so it's quick job before doing the final bits. Yeah, grey knights is I like grey knights. Grey knights you can do quite quick and quite easy, depending on what scheme you go for. Unfortunately for us, we kind of went. I got an army that was half done, or we had an army that was just under 2,000 points, and we've added to it. So I had to paint the army up to the same way that Steve had painted it, and Steve had done such an awesome job on it. And it's just trying to match the same colours that he'd done as well.
Yeah, we need to get another battle report, don't we? Once the pandemic's kind of calmed down in this area, don't we, Darren?
Yeah, it's absolutely frigging killing at the moment.
Love to see the Grey Knights back in action again.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, I'm quite tempted to share. Let's see if I can get this up. Now, my little buddy has made me a awesome audio track, which is going to be exclusive for Twisted Dice. So it's still in its beta stage. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, we've got that there. Let's pause that for a sec and let's go. So I'm going to go to here, and then hopefully, is that coming through? Now you lot will be able to hear it, but we will not be able to hear it. Let me know what you think. So by the way, this is an exclusive. If you like music, when I was sent this last night, I was like, yeah man, this is absolutely friggin' awesome. But let me know what you think. It's very dynamic. What's the word? Dynamic.
Dynamic? Epic is what I would call it.
Epic. That's what I'm looking for. Epic. And
very cinematic. Very
Mikey's done an
cinematic.
absolutely friggin' awesome job on this. Now he's also got a couple of we're also going to have a couple of tracks where he's going to do some for the Marines. So the Marines will have their own track. I've asked him to do one for the Tyranids. So we'll have something. I don't know what we're going to do for the Tyranids, but there'll definitely be something in there. So we've got some more chatting there. So I've done my Zangors, Stu's put, the new Chosen, Red Terror's put, Wise Game Shop taken time dropping the new codex, and it's all to do with the pandemic, unfortunately. Just trying to keep up with, obviously China's probably not letting people in and out, and they do use China quite a lot, don't they?
For books and stuff.
Well, I'm not sure for books, but I know they use them for making some of their products still.
Yeah.
But yeah, Stu's just put something on there as well about it being keeping them on their tender hooks, keeping people interested, which is very, very true. God, this is the bit that's going to absolutely drive me friggin' insane. Okay, so I think that is all the metal bits that we want on that. By the way, the reason why we paint these over black, when you try to paint a metallic over the top of white or something like that, it doesn't come out as crisp. Or what you kind of get is you kind of get like a bleed through of the colour, so the white kind of really does dominate the metallic colour still. Oh, we had... I completely missed who's just followed me, so I do apologise. I think I need to... Come on, let's do this. Alert box. And I think we need to see if I can move this white to the top so I can see what's going on. And I can't move it to the top. That sucks. Of course I can't. Of course I can't. Okay, I'll tell you what, John, I need to move you down. I think that'd be the best bet. And let's move that. It's kind of like, where do I put you, John? I'll move you to there. Let me sort this out properly, because that's a bit gutting. I tell you, let's move you up. Ooh. I'm all over the shot now. I'm actually killing it. Absolutely.
Not in a good way.
Yeah, not in a good way, mate. Not in a good way at all. I think probably what I need to do... If I move that to there... Come on. And I move... There we go. For some reason the alert box is right down at the bottom. And that's not cool. Hopefully the music's still playing. I think that's probably stopped now, so let's put some more tunes on. What do we want to listen to? I'll stick that on. And let's go back to that. Just takes a second for this all to kick in. John, I don't know if you can see the chat at all.
Do you want me to have a look at the stream?
Yeah, if you could, that'd be awesome. Right, I can put that back up there, yeah. And that can come back on. So,
give me 2 seconds. I'll check it out now.
Thank you. Of course, nothing like killing your brush neither. So what we got put in there? Red Terror. Be waiting next year for my Nid and Thousand Suns codex. The codex, it'd be interesting to see what they do with the Thousand Suns codex. I think I don't think that'll be long before they redo that. I think that'll be sooner than we think, because obviously you got Morty has just had some really new awesome rules apparently put onto him. Not that I've really read what he's got on there, but I reckon that'd be quite. I think that'd be sooner than you think on that. God, this music's dire.
Where's my phone gone? I hate it when that happens. I can't find my phone. Where's my phone?
No, I can't play that. I'll have to go back to ambient. Play it safe. Okay. Right. I'm hoping he's coming up on screen alright. So with this next part here, what we're going to do, we're going to start doing all the metallic parts first. Oh, no, just missed a bit. And the reason being is when I do the green for the shoulder pads, I want to be able to push the green right up to the edges. And obviously with metallics, as you can see there with the black, I've just kind of hit that straight onto the actual, if I'd have painted that green, I'd have gone straight onto there, and that absolutely sucks. Now I was debating to do this one in two ways, whether to go with the airbrush and airbrush the green in, because I feel that the green, you can do such an awesome job with it. But then I was thinking, it's too risky. I've got all this way, and it'd just be a shame to ruin it so easily. Let's just cover that in black there. Of course, we've got this grenade pouch.
Yeah, it looks alright, Darren. I can see it. It's all good.
Awesome. So we're going to cover those in black as well, just so we can.
It's all good.
Tell you what, John, my little brother is going to be well happy when he sees this army.
With what army?
This Death Guard army.
Oh, is it his, is it?
No, well, it's not his, but he's a Death Guard.
Right.
He loves playing his Death Guard. And at the
Right,
moment,
okay.
he's still playing with the Death Guard models that I painted up pretty much right at the beginning when I first started doing Death Guard, or when I first started painting.
Yeah, the old school ones, yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm actually quite chuffed that he's actually still got those old models. I think what I might do is...
I think they're still really cool, though, aren't they, you know?
Yeah, you see, I really like the old Death Guard models. And I can remember when they first came out, and it was just like, yeah, they actually look really cool. And they were metal as well. So I don't know if anyone remembers the old original Death Guard models. No. Yeah. Messed up there. There you go. Red Terror, yes we do, my friend. If you type in twisteddice.tv/merch, all our merchandise are up on there at the moment. So we've got some t-shirts and that. And we're looking to get another t-shirt design, hopefully next month. Just gotta wait for some funds to come back in so we can get some more designs done. Because I've just upgraded on the t-shirt. Upgraded on the microphone from the last stream we had. We had a little bit of a glitch with the mic, so yeah, that was a worthy investment. Hopefully, so hopefully you get all my southerny tones coming through the microphone nice and clearly. That's the plan, anyway. Right, and that is him. Actually, I need to do a bit. Just there. There. Oh, no, just as I was about to finish it, I just see another bit I've got to do. I'm thinking I'm going to do this white for my lunar balls when I get the lunar balls done. Right, we're going to put a little bit into there. And I think I don't want to go too much, because as soon as I start putting the other stuff on, that'll be... Alright, I think I've covered all the black bits off. All the parts is going to metallic. Drop some comments down if you can see that I've messed up somewhere or I've missed something. Oh, John, I'm guessing you haven't watched the Awk video yet, have you?
The clan culture.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you spot in there?
What do you mean? What, a mistake?
Nope. I put something in that video. And I put something in that video to see whether or not people, if anyone actually spotted it. And if no one spotted it, I'm not going to say nothing until someone spots it.
I can't think of anything particularly that stands out, so you've caught me out.
Hey, awesome. I'm going to see if anyone can figure out what it is that I've done.
Yeah, definitely. And if you kind of go back and have another look and let us know.
But it's brilliant, because when I was doing it, I was kind of like chuckling to myself when I was doing it. This little bit of editing.
Yeah,
it's very, 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 very like subtle as well. So it's like one of those things. It's either like you catch it or you don't catch it.
Yeah, blink it and you miss it, sort of thing.
It's probably on the screen for about a couple of seconds, and I do it twice.
Well, I was watching it while I was hobbying. So I wasn't watching the feed the whole time. I was more listening. So
yeah,
it'd be
fair
interesting.
One.
But
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was chuckling away when I done that. I was like, let's see if John notices. You know what I'm like. As soon as I start getting something in my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give that a try. Right, what colours are Death Guards? Would you say they're gold or would you say they're bronze? Well, actually, their trims are more white. Didn't actually need to do their trims. They're more bronze, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, what is going to be the best colour to go with in my new dropper bottle range? Right, I need to come away from camera for a sec. So we've got Screaming Bell, we've got Balthasar Gold. Balthasar Gold sounds good. Let's have a few. It's not really one I've really played around with, I'm going to be honest. Okay, so we've got a few to play with here, and we've also got, let's take, where's that gold? Quite a nice copper actually as well. Silver, what else we got? Play with that as well. So I've got some colours. Oh no, there's more over there. I thought I would have kept everything all together, but obviously not. Okay, so we've got a nice little range. So we've got copper. We've got copper as well. Let's see how that copper plays against that. I think copper would be a nice little colour. Tibbles, the evil cat. Welcome, sir.
That's a cool name. That's a cool name.
Okay, we'll try a little bit of silver first. It's kind of got a bit funny in the airbrush though. That's the only downside on that. Not in the airbrush, in the pot. Actually, do you know what? That might. Yeah, I actually like that. That's actually. That's all right. That's actually going to come out all right, actually, John.
Cool.
So again, in this part, it doesn't matter if I go onto the white because the shoulder pads are going to be green. So this, for me, is just about getting all the little details. So as you can see, those little bits there. It's normally, if you're trying to do that afterwards, it's a real nightmare to try to get it right down. And the shoulder pads, if you don't get the gold, if you don't get the colours right at this point, it's a struggle. So let's get that. Yeah, actually, do you know when you do something you think, actually, do you know what, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So I've just looked at all the pre-heresy stuff, and around their legs they kind of got like a little bit that jots out. Now I always thought they were like the copper, but they're not. Yeah, that actually looks like copper. So the colour I'm using is metal colour range. It's actually I think on the others I won't do that. I think that's probably a little bit too much. Let's pull that right around. So what is everyone all up to today? What's on the hobby desk? So Shogun Mage, what colour is that, did you say? Sorry, it is. So it's copper from metal colour. Now these are they're designed for the airbrush, and they go really nicely through the airbrush without having to put any thinners in or anything like that at all. They work quite nicely. Hi Ian, welcome to the chat, my friend. So, but these also work really well with a paintbrush, and this is what I really love about these colours, because as soon as you start like I tell you, the favourite one at the moment is the jet exhaust, gunmetal grey. That's a really good one, and so that one's a really nice one. The jet exhaust is really nice. The gunmetal grey is really nice. I'm going to be using some of that as well in a bit. But with the jet exhaust, I don't have anything to hand at the moment. But you get like a real nice, like a brownie silver, and it's lush. And I'm going to use some of that jet exhaust around all the metal parts, like the guns and stuff like that, because I think that would work really well with the copper. But I think for future, I'm not going to paint. I'm not going to do this on the rest of them, because that is absolutely killing me. And of course this is about trying to speed up so we can get this to a nice tabletop standard. I don't think it's going to win me any golden demons, but I don't know. Looks alright. Let's get that right up to the edge. Oh, that's too much paint. Let's take some of that down. Let's get that in there like so. Need a slightly better brush for this. Oh. Jesus, that is hard, isn't it? What else have we got? There you go. You did love your Iron Warriors, don't you, Dave? Hopefully we'll be able to get the tournament scene back up and running again. I don't know about anyone else, but that's something I am missing on.
So much. So much.
So I'm just...
It's killer.
You can just see there, I'm just putting it right down.
Absolute killer.
It'd be nice, right?
Oh, I'll be back though, right? You'll be back.
Yeah. And the question is though, when? When do we think? Because we kind of got to think obviously about the as soon as it does start coming up again, and getting ourselves booked and ready for it.
Yeah.
Debating what to do. Let's do that. Forward as well.
I reckon April. That's my positive, ambitious target, I reckon.
Yeah, it would be nice. Do you know what? I didn't actually think it would go along as long as it did. It has.
I know.
It's been quite mad how long it's taken to get to us to where we are now.
Yeah, well, we're pushing almost a year now, aren't we, really? On and off.
Yeah.
I think lockdown, what was like second week in March? Like the first one?
Yes.
You know? We're pushing February now. It ain't, you know, scary to think how long it has lasted, really. Really scary.
It has definitely dragged on a bit. Right, let's go have some sepia. Sepia in a dropper bottle. This is game changer.
Did you see, is that the same stuff that, like, I posted on? Oh, you put it in a proper dropper bottle. Did you see that little thing I posted on Instagram?
No.
No?
Oh, what you done?
No, it's not me. It's somebody else has got like standard GW bottle, but then there's like a top you change over on it.
Yeah, I did see that.
I thought, how cool is that?
I just
You
got
know?
a proper jar of bottles.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I've pretty much changed over. I think I've done about 100 so far, 100 paints, and I'm only halfway through. So we're going in with sepia next, and all I'm going to do is just put that in just so that I can capture around. All around there, like so. And then I might go with high gold. So that copper on that gold is just working quite nicely. I like that. It's good. And having that white, we've got so much to play with there. I've just missed. Let's get that up onto there like so. Cool. So what we got going in the chat. So Ian's put not played a game of 9th edition yet. Lockdown is ridiculous. Ian, listen, I totally agree with you on that, my friend. It has kind of sucked a little bit. The only reason I'm reading this out, I've got a thing down the side that tells me what I've got coming up on Facebook, what I've got coming over on YouTube, and vice versa. So it's quite cool. Yeah, for us it's been quite bad. Now we've been able to get a couple of games in the studio, which has been quite handy. So, but of course we've had to really be careful on obviously how many people we have in the studio. With this next lockdown, which has gone into, just to take no chances, we've just kind of shut the battle report side down altogether. So there's just no point taking unnecessary risks. And I know there's loads of people still doing it, but just can't at the moment. Just gonna have to wait, hold our horses, as they say.
We're being responsible, Darren. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. This is just a great opportunity just to stop and get some painting in. That's for sure. So Ian Blight is put. I've started with an army painter, so I'm used to dropping bottles. The Citadel pots are horrible. I expect to dump one down the front of myself. And you know what? Like, that's pretty much what happened to myself. I was doing some painting a couple of weeks ago. I got loads of dropped bottles about a couple of months ago, if not longer. But I just didn't have the patience to transfer the bottles over. And I was using the contrast paints, and as I was airbrushing, I accidentally knocked the damn stuff over, and it had gone straight through my airbrush holder, through the airbrush booth. It had gone straight down onto my work surface. So underneath this black surface, I've actually got a white desk, which I've already sanded down and repainted several times. And of course, the contrast has gone through, and it's just absolutely annihilated the white desk. So then I had to strip it back down and repaint it, and I've decided, look, forget it. I ain't doing it again. Game over. Absolutely game over. And it kind of sucks a bit. Right, I need a... I wonder if that would be the better one. And this is the thing I hate about Games Workshop paints. That's brand new. No, it can't be. That I hate. And then when it all starts sinking in there, that drives me absolutely freaking crazy. The old Games Workshop paints they could have been a lot. They have been bad. What have I got? Colour range. 2 seconds. Let's see what gold ranges I've got stashed away. And then we've got some reds here. I think that's probably going to be the best one. Has hurt. Did I just hear someone be sick?
No, you heard me. Just make a groan. Sorry.
I was just like, what was that?
No, it was a little groan. Apologies.
Oh man, look. Do you know when you just need the colour and it's just gone? See if any of that is salvageable. Where's the thinner? amount of money I've spent on paint, and then it just to be wasted. I don't know, it's salvageable. I need to get this transferred over to Dropper. Okay, right, we've got something to work with. Let's transfer that over from the brush onto there. Now, mate, boy that plays Superman, was it Henry Cavill? I wonder if he ever goes out and plays tournaments.
No.
How mad would that be? Go to a tournament and you just see that fella just rock up.
Would be mad.
Maybe we should try reach out to him, John. Give him a free ticket.
Yeah, you know, I think the expense of the ticket is definitely the reason why he's not coming.
Yeah.
100%. I think a 3 ticket would definitely make the difference, Darren. I think that's the make or break.
Yeah, I think so. It could be like, yeah.
In that case, yeah, I want to go lads, but the price of the ticket's always been the problem. So now you're offering me a free ticket. I reckon I'm in.
I'm sure that we've got someone out there that's got some contacts we could chuck up there, right?
Oh, somewhere. It'd be amazing. Could you imagine how cool it would be just for the community, just generally? I just think it'd be amazing.
I don't think no Warhammer would get played though.
No, I agree.
Thing is, you just want to ask loads of questions, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping you can kind of see that, guys. I don't know how clearly it comes out on your picture, but I've pretty much finished the stripes now. Yeah, quite pleased with that actually. It pops really nice, which is cool.
So what's making you do this, fella John?
Pardon?
What's making you want to do this one? The character you've got on the table at the moment.
No, I don't actually think necessarily like the 2 flying guys, like the Hive Crone and the Harpy, are that great. I just think they're just really cool looking models, and I still think they could be quite just fun to use. I just think it's like really boring just to constantly see just the same units. So I just think it's nice to kind of bring that variety out, and I think that there's still like we've shown in other battle reports, I think there's still like a place for so many units if you play them like in the right way and you use them kind of for what they're good at. So I think I could have some fun with him still, and just so I suppose it's that, and I think once you give a model a really good like spruce up and you're really happy with how it looks, it kind of gives you even more desire to want to get them on the table and make them work. So I think, you know, it kind of works in so many ways. So that's kind of the reason, really. But yeah, it's just kind of sitting there in a big old pile of stuff. I was like, yeah, I want to get this guy kind of table ready, you know.
Well, I think Stu's figured out the clan culture joke. Go for it, Stu.
He's just been watching it.
I think so. So, Shogun's Purd, I live in Texas, and we're practically business as usual. Now with Mr. Biden taken into account, do you think that will change anything? Do you think he will put things into lockdown, or do you think he will just keep that going as normal? Where's my chrome? There you are. The so the tabletop simulator stuff, I've given it a try, but not really. I've not really got on with it. Have you tried it, John?
Yeah.
How
I'll
did
go
you
with
get
it,
on
to be
with it?
brutally honest. I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. Personally, I don't know. I think maybe if you've got somebody that's really like au fait with it and like really kind of like plays loads of games and can pretty much sort of take all the hassle out of how it works away, then maybe it's slightly better. I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't really enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy the experience of it particularly. I didn't think it felt like playing a real game. I thought that yes, it's 3D, but it's not truly 3D. You don't get a really good idea of exactly what things kind of look like, what terrain looks like, and kind of true line of sight and stuff like that. I mean, they've done so much to make it better and better and better, and it is really good. But I just really struggled having that same kind of immersive feel that I do with the game, and I suppose ultimately we play it to enjoy the game, and I think if I'm going to turn on the computer or I'm going to do I'd rather just play like a computer game if I'm going to do that. If I'm going to go and play 40k, I'd rather play like on a proper table with real models, because I think the whole idea of 40k is that it's a very tactile thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know there's a lot of people that love it, and that's cool. I just don't really think it's a true representation of the game, and that's just real personal opinion. And I have nothing against or don't disagree with people that love it and think it's great, and people that think that they can work out the meta from it and it's amazing and all that. Like, great for you. Like, I'm really, really pleased. It's amazing, because if it helps you keep immersed in the hobby, then it's a great thing. It keeps your energy levels and it keeps you excited about what you're doing, then it can only be good for the community and good for the hobby. But it's just a personal thing, just a real personal preference. It doesn't feel like that to me, and when something doesn't feel like that, I'm not in.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, Underdog,
If you
thanks
are,
for joining us, my
cool.
friend. I won't call you Stu anymore, I'll call you Steve. Sorry. Okay, so going in with the jet exhaust next. And I'm going to do this just around all the silver parts. So that should... Maybe the gun handles. Let's get a grenade. I do love the fluff behind the old Death Guard. Fluff wise, they are pretty much doomed, didn't they?
They're what?
They're pretty much doomed.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they're a very cool faction. I've always it's one of the few factions that I've always loved, but never collected or painted or done really anything with. Weird. But,
See, I think
yeah, I really will.
I think with Death Guard, John, I think if my little brother didn't take him up, I think I would have done him.
Yeah.
Because I love my old zombies and stuff like that, and so Death Guard for me are definitely up my street.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of Mortarian's fluff really from the story, because obviously I'm a big Magnus fan. And Mortarian and Magnus, if everybody knows the fluff, are not the best of friends. Magnus is very dismissive of him. and pretty peed still, that he kind of, in a way, started a lot of the issues in the heresy with throwing his toys out the pram with Psychers. And I'm definitely Team Magnus, not Team Mortarion. So from that point of view, never been a huge fan of him, but do always love the way that they kind of like look, and the story's really cool, you know.
And it's funny how he jumps over to the psychic side.
I know, it's just so funny, so funny how contradictory of everything that he got into the whole thing for, and then ended up kind of almost going full circle, which is crazy.
He absolutely loves it now, doesn't he?
Well, he doesn't
Jim,
love it.
Thank you for the subscribing, my friend. Much appreciated.
He doesn't love it, but he's very much he's kind of on board with it now, let's say.
Don't think he has
I don't know
choice,
how many people have watched, how many people have listened or kind of read the Siege of Terror books so far. I'm absolutely loving them, and so cool. I don't know when the next one's out. I don't know whether I've missed it. Is the Magnus one out yet? If people were, I don't think the Magnus one's quite. I don't think it's out yet.
Seen it.
If it is, yeah, it's the next one, but I don't think it's out yet. I'm waiting for it. It's going to be exciting. But it's such a cool series of books. Like the way that they've kind of really kind of padded out everything that happened in that kind of like lead up, because it's just one of the things, we all know what's going to happen, but yet the detail that they've put into that kind of build up, and how that like battle was like so monumentally huge, you know, it's just such a huge thing, like over such a long period of time, with like so many layers, like the whole thing with the defenses of Terra being like so ridiculous. It's it's a real crazy story. I'm really enjoying it. Definitely up there. I thought that nothing would beat Betrayer, but actually I think this series is just out of this world.
It's been interesting.
Have you had a chance to read them or listen to them yet, Darren, at all?
Yeah, I've got to the part with Angron, where they've basically took him over to Comrade's Curse ship, and
yeah.
Because he's just tearing away at his own troops, but he just can't help himself. But the thing is, the more I listen to him, the more I think he's a bit of a crybaby.
Well, he was tricked, mate. He's tricked. He's probably, I think he's like a goodie, really. You know, he's just like frustrated. Everyone's just turned against him, and then he's got like the nails, which are just uncontrollable. You know.
Yeah, but he just
Corner basically just amped it up. He's just uncontrollable now because he's so far gone. But ultimately, he was trapped. You know, he's been trapped all his life. Like, he's only ever really, you know, tried to free his initial people, and then been constantly trapped and tricked. He has probably one of the most tragic stories of any of the Primarchs in my mind.
You reckon?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. You just think about it, like literally all he was initially, he was a freedom fighter. And then he was captured basically by his dad. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to fight in the crusade. He didn't understand the crusade, the point of it, you know. And he was captured. And then on top of that, then he's got these nails that were implanted into him against his wishes, that then are a constant nightmare to him while he was kind of loyal, and that he just literally couldn't control them. And then he was then tricked by old what's his face, to make him angry and angrier until he completely lost the plot. And then Lorgar, basically he tricked him again, you know, so he's like just been constantly tricked. And
see, Lorgar's an interesting one.
Yeah, absolute idiot, that guy.
He's not liked by the
great
Emperor. He's not really liked by the demons.
No, not at all. Well, he's he delusioned is Lorgar. That's the thing. Like, always been delusioned. Always, you know, crazy. He's a cool character. I mean, he's one of those ones that, like, you just love to hate.
Yeah, I don't think their audiobook done him any justice, unfortunately.
Don't think there is any justice to do. I think the guy's an idiot, but he's kind of a very kind of iconic proper baddie, you know.
Yeah.
Same as his little minion. What's his little minion called?
Erebus.
Erebus. Yeah.
Erebus the snake.
What happened to him?
Basically, Lorgar just gave him a good old beating. I don't think he died. I think he's still floating around in the 40k universe, but I'm not too sure.
Someone maybe be able to tell us. I don't know. I've not read like all of the heresy books. I've not read everything. I've just like picked and choose like what I felt was interesting. And I know that so far he's not in any of the Siege books at all. He's gone because obviously Lorgar's been expelled because he got banished by Horus because he tried to overthrow Horus. And Horus gave him a beating and then sent him packing. And I think Erebus went the same way as well. I think he was sent packing as well.
Yeah, but to be fair, I suppose everything starts with Erebus, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, Erebus turns Lorgar, doesn't he? And then Lorgar turns Horus, really, in a kind of roundabout way.
Yes. That's not the colour. So I'm going to try and match these shoulder pads. I think I've got to put these through an airbrush. So really want to get those shoulder pads to pop. So looking upon this, what we got in comments. Cheers, Steve. I'll check that out. So, Demep, sorry if I'm pronouncing these names completely wrong. Angron was told by Daddy, "We don't have time to save your friends. I need to stop by the shops on the way, for your friends are going to have to die."
That's fantastic. It's exactly right.
Yeah, pretty much. I like that. I think I'm going to go with Warp Lightning. See how this is going to fare. So this is a contrast paint we're going to try next. And I'm going to try get this right up to the edges. Oh, Khan kills him in the pits of the World Eater's flagship. Didn't know that.
What is that? What, after he got a beating? He only got a beating at the end of the Betrayer. They didn't actually kill him then, though, did he?
I didn't think he killed him. No.
Unless it happens a second time. But I know he absolutely like batters the living daylights out of him at the end of Betrayer. Because he kind of almost tricks Erebus into thinking it's kind of like a standard duel, and obviously Khan never takes the duels like seriously, and then he just absolutely rips him a new one. But I didn't know he killed him.
I love that. Khan can't be trusted. So I'm just having a little mixture of Warp Lightning with Warp Stone Glow. I'm just going to put a mixture of that onto the palette.
Khan's such an amazing character.
I love Khan. I love when the storyline behind him, when he starts playing everything through his head before he does it.
He's just so cool. He's just such a cool character. And you know, like obviously he has his mad fits, but even he can kind of, even when he fully turns, he can still kind of control his nails, which is amazing. I listened to a short story where he's trying to chase down the Dark Angels guy. It's like kind of a short story. It's pretty cool. And even then, he's kind of like he's hunting him down and he wants to kill him. But even then, he's kind of still he's still got a little bit of sanity to him, and he's like fully turned. This is like full like post heresy. Like he's full chaotic, like the chosen of chaos, but he's still like clever. He's still got that same kind of like, he's still like a really kind of clever commander, which is why I kind of always liked Carr. He's not just the like barbaric insane killer. He's also like he's pretty smart as well, which is cool. It's like another sort of side of Carr.
Yeah, I love Khan.
Yeah, he's cool. Very, very cool. Wish he was a bit better in the game, right?
Yeah, they don't do him any justice, do they?
No, they really don't. It's such a shame because he is just such a monster. You know, he should be. It'd be nice if he was like generally like a pretty competitive choice. You think of like Araman. Araman's like a competitive choice. It's cool to see him on the table. Like he kind of like. He does mirror his kind of fluff, whereas Khan just really, really doesn't. He just wouldn't take Khan, you know.
Maybe that'll change in the next book.
I hope so. Should do.
Because you've sold your World Eaters now, haven't you?
Heresy ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went. I don't, you know, ultimately I don't, I'm not a huge fan of using like a real heresy army for like 40k, and at the moment I have no interest in playing 30k at all. That game's, in my mind, is an old dead game now. But you know, like the thing is, when you did yours, like your kind of Thousand Suns were very much like designed to be like both, you know.
Yeah.
You kind of like used kind of like 30k and 40k models, and kind of very much had that in mind that it would be an army for both. My Heresy World Eaters were just purely like a Heresy army, you know.
Hate I got for that army.
Yeah.
But then, like, I wanted my heresy up. I wanted my Thousand Suns. So it's like the warp's just opened up and they've just come straight through.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think it works. It does work. My World Eaters, they wouldn't have worked in 40k. They just wouldn't have worked. There's a lot of units that don't transfer over. You know.
So let's put it into the comments. Who's got a favourite character in 40k and why? Who's your ultimate favourite, John?
My favourite character? Who's my favourite character? I think my favourite character is Araman. From a kind of Space Marine kind of point of view. I think he's just so cool.
See, mine's Logar. Not Logar, Loken.
Loken, yeah, I don't like good guys, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so he did really get shafted.
He did, yeah. He become a bit of a whinge though in the kind of the most recent books. He's a bit more of a whinge. He's still very cool, like super, like he's a great character.
I think for me, it's like the person that originally done the audio book, the first one.
Yeah,
made him sound quite, the voice, everything sounded quite good, and it's the same as Horus. That first audio book.
He's a great character. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think he's really, really cool. I don't matter what it is. I'm not ever a fan of the good guys. I always like the bad guys. I just think they've got more character. I know. I always generally, if I get a choice, I'll always play the bad guys, and I always like the bad guys to win in stuff. Like, that's just me. Just that way, I don't know, like, if ever I watch, like, my missus gets crazy with me, so, like, whenever I watch, like, quiz shows and, like, stuff like that, I always want the contestants to lose. Is that terrible or what? I get more enjoyment when they crash and burn. That makes me laugh more than when they win all the money. I just love it when they lose.
Wow, we know what type of person John Ace is, eh?
Oh yeah. I'm a nice guy though, really honest. I am a nice guy. I just like the baddies.
It doesn't sound it, unfortunately, John. Just trying to find that right green to do my base. Let's try this Awk. Let's try the Awk Flesh. I've got to get this green just right because this is going to be... What greens have I got? This green range is just not working for me. It's just not the green I envisioned. Does Forge World still do their paints?
Good question. I'm not too sure.
Because if Forge World still do their paints, because I know they've got a nice green, but do you know when you're just worried that whatever I'm about to do, I need to make sure that I've got a good supply of whatever paint I'm about to go for?
Oh yeah.
Let's have a look. Paint by colour. Paint by green. So we've got absolute bucket loads of green. Refine. Base, and we'll go layers. Suit green, Cablin green maybe would be the best one. I'm underlooking this one, maybe. No, Lupercal green is more like that sweet green, isn't it?
Yes.
See, Warpstone is the highest point I want to go up to, I think. Decisions. Incubus green is going to be too much on the blue side. Awk Flesh is not right. Custom green is nowhere I want to be. Cablin green. Yeah, they don't look the same. What have I got in my Vallejo range? Let me have a little quick gander. That's going to be the thing. See what we've got going on over here. So I've got some beautiful greens over here. A scale colour, nice green from scale colour. Black green. Oh, it's too dark. Maybe that's the thing. It's about getting that those colours right, and if I'm not going to be happy with all spring green, that looks good. That one looks good. That looks good. And what else we got? I did have nice colour, nice green. I can't think what colour it was I used. Got green glaze. That'll help. Okay, right. I've got a good range of colours here. It's about getting that green just right. The search for the perfect green is like the search for the perfect key lime pie.
Oh yeah. Important, right?
Ooh. So I think it was those. This is going down the whole scale colour route though. Now I'm playing into like dangerous territories here, John.
Yeah, the scale colour's not too bad to get hold of though.
It's not, but what I'm worried about with the scale colour is I've had it in the past where I've used it and the colour's not been. It's been two different colours.
Oh, okay.
So like the same colour, like for the flesh tone, for instance, and it's just been absolutely two different colours, and it's like, oh, really? Let's try and get it. So what's Dave put? Mine is first captain of the Death Guard of the backhand.
Typhus? Is that Typhus?
It would be Typhus.
He's pretty cool. I do like Typhus.
But he's a bit of a snake as well, though, isn't he?
Yeah, a little bit.
So in a way, he's kind of like the downfall of Typhus.
Yeah.
Another one with issues.
So I don't know if you see, guys, but here's. So I've done the blue now, finish. You can see what it kind of looks
Mario,
like.
thank you for liking the stream, my friend. Much appreciated.
Nice. You see what it looks like now against kind of what it used to look like. So there's kind of beforehand. That's what my old ones used to look like. And then here's the kind of the new one. So
They look really cool, John.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, man. They're really, really pleased with the blue. It looks good. Really pops now. The models look cool. I've done kind of his tongue. I've washed it down. It's nice and pink now. Just need to now highlight it back up again, and again highlight the teeth up. Do a little bit of work on the grey, and then we're pretty much done with the first one, and then we can kind of work on the next one, which is the harpy, which is cool. So that should be fun. But with that, guys, I have got other things that I have to get on with now. Unfortunately, my wife is at work, so I have got kids that I need to look after. So I will leave you in the capable hands of Darren. But it's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. It's great to kind of be involved in the stream today, and hopefully it'll be a thing that we'll keep doing. But I'm going to have to shoot, Darren, so I'm going to see you later, my friend.
No worries, my friend. Listen, I'll catch you later, John.
Yeah, we'll catch up soon, Darren. But yeah, take it easy, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
See you later, pal. Okay, right. I'm going to try on a different model because I think I might have messed. Let's try that one again on a something a little bit different. So for me, so these are the two greens that I'm thinking of. Oh shit! I've got paint on my thing. I'm going to be right back. 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Right, I am back. Sorry about that. Managed to get paint down my shirt, and hopefully we can get that out in time. Obviously that's going to be an absolute nightmare. So thank you for everyone that's stuck on. Much appreciated. Right, let's change to what we've got next. Where do we want to go with this? So we've got that. We're going to want to play with some inks as well. That's probably going to help me out. So we've got ink interest. So that is going to be the next one we're going to add into it. Let's see how that. Can't be that long since I've used it. Inks here I can play with. No. Let's see if I can get some. This is going to be the thing, trying to find the perfect tool just to take out. I think that's it. Okay. Not quite the ink that I'm after. I kind of need a darker contrast paint, I think, to add into this. And I know the one I want, which is going to be Awk Flesh. And do I have that to hand? Probably not. I should have a nice Dark Angels green. Will probably be too much. And what we got there? So Awk Flesh. Yeah, there's a few of us about. Okay, so Awk Flesh, I think that's. I'm gonna add some of that into this. See how that. Okay, so I'm hoping, I'm praying. Oh mate, that's absolutely gorgeous. I think I've just found my little. So let's pull that onto camera. So that's the colour I'm thinking. That's the other ink, but I don't like the way that's forming. But contrast is absolutely looking really nice. Let's have a look. Needs to be thicker. More contrast, I think, maybe. I can't remember. I've done a Rhino a couple last year, and it was beautiful green. I just can't remember the colour scheme. I think I used all the stuff through the airbrush. If I pull that up and then go to that, let's pull that to there and see how that looks. Actually, I think I can work with that. And then the other one was, so we've got Warp Lightning Flesh, which is the contrast. What was the other dark? Dark Angels, I think that'd be too dark. I thought I had. Maybe I don't. Oh, there it is. Covered in green. Let's have a look. This is a nice dark green. I just wonder if this would be Oh, I don't know. I've had a bit of Awk Flesh in there as well. That'll give the richness of the green. Let's have a look. Then build up. I think that would work really nice. Don't know. What do you reckon? So that is just a test one. So that's like a nice real dark green. And what we want to try and go for is, if I go back to that's the green we want to try aim for. Now Death Guard have says no. I can't see any of the Forge World colours on there. No 4. No. See, I thought Games Workshop took over contrast. Took over the contrast range. Not the contrast. The Forge World Air range, but it doesn't look like they have. And I know their paints are just not there anymore. And that'd just be gutting if I went with the paints. Let's have a look what they've got in their paint range. Paints and modelling. Nope. That's a bummer. Yeah, that is an absolute kick in the teeth. Well, I can imagine all those people that play Heresy are going to be absolutely going mental when they realise their colours are no longer available. I wonder how the contrast will look on its own. Actually, do you know what, to be fair, I think that's actually much nicer green. So if I start off with the contrast as my base and then just start laying up the levels on that, I think that would actually work. Cool, we've got something to work with. So we're going to go with contrast walkiness first of all. And then we need to thicken it up a little bit. Let's just try and see how that goes. I think with this it's going to be a case of like taking a couple of attempts and going for it. See, now with the green we can push right up, straight up to the edges, like so. And of course the beautiful thing with contrast, see where it's all seeping into the edges. It's like pulling up. Of course, with contrast, don't try and reapply any more paint until the first layer's dried. You absolutely ruin it, like I've just done. Let's get that right up. So no, that doesn't look much at the moment, but as soon as I start start adding my layers onto that, that'll actually help that pop. That'll make that look quite nice. Does anyone else want to add the green? I think that's pretty much it, isn't it, really? Shoulder pads only. I don't think there's anything else that we can start putting in from. Hey Frost, or Memphis, thanks for joining us, my friend, much appreciated. Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, it's just the shoulder pads. So that's cool. So the more we reduce down, painting extra bits, is going to help us. Right, I need to dry that. So came Apex, thanks for joining us. Oh, I didn't know that about acetone. I know acetone, it absolutely destroys bloody everything else. Yeah, try not to stick yourself together, Steve. Another layer of contrast in there just to darken up. Try not to get this on. Let's get some around here. Looks a menacing little fella, doesn't he? Got a face only like a mother of love. Right, let's. Okay, so I want to start thinking about lighting that up now. So we're going to go with the. Trying to keep this as much Games Workshop as I possibly can. So what I'm going to do is going to add some moot green into that and just see how that will look. I think if I do this in layers again. Contrast is quite. Just try and layer this up. This is definitely going to take a bit of work, but I think once I get it in there, I think that'll look alright. Yeah, Midwinters is a good site. I've watched quite a bit of his stuff. He does seem a good lad. Okay, I think it needs to go a little bit stronger. This is not quite. Just get in there. I don't want to go right to the edge. So starting to turn. Now I don't want to take too much down from the bottom. Pull that a little bit more. This is going to be one of those things where I'm just going to need to do quite a few layers. I think I should be able to get that to pop. So the thing is, I could have blast this with the airbrush and then done the shoulder pads with the airbrush, but I find trying to do the golds afterwards is a blooming nightmare. Let's just go a bit more. I'm going to go in a little bit more with the moot green. Thing is, I'm going to really dirty this up in a bit. So things with Death Guard, any mistakes you make, you can kind of easily correct it because you can just put some muck on there or stuff like that. We can just make that. You can hide up a lot of the mistakes. Thanks, Memphis. Really appreciate it, my friend. I'm just kicking myself because I'd already painted these already up once. All because I didn't like a colour scheme. Now, with these models, if the shoulder pads would have been able to come off, I would have just stuck the shoulder pads down, blasted it with... I would have just physically done these with the airbrush and then just gone over the gold separately, because I find it much easier with the shoulder pad off to get into the bits that you need to get into. Let's get a little bit more green in there. I want to raise that up. So I don't know if you can see, there's like a little, when you take the brush off, you kind of got that little bit of knob of paint, and it's basically just trying to manipulate that where you want it to go, and then where we've gone down, just tidy up that line. Just going in with a darker colour. I think that's working. What do you reckon? Do you reckon that's working? I'm loving that so far. Of course, we don't want to go too bright down there because the light's not really hitting down there. It's more, our light source is more there. So if anything, I really need to darken that down, but that's more for myself, just keep that more pleasing on me. By the way, if you miss anything that I've gone through, if you miss any of this, hopefully in about 2 weeks' time, there'll be a painting video up for these. Let's get that up. So against the copper and the white, that green is really starting to pop that out. Yeah, once I start adding, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start adding rust into the recesses and around the sides, and that'll give it more depth. So this at the moment is just more a clean, fresh Death Guard. One that hasn't seen much taint upon the chaos. Let's pull a little bit. Kind of want a little bit more dark. Oh. Did I go too much? I think I did. And then let's go with Warpstone. So this is Warp Lightning. I'm just going to have a little play. Thin that down just a tad. I'll try and add. Because Games Workshop no longer do glazes, I want to try and create similar to what the green glaze would be. Try not to deafen you. Needs a little bit more. Not too much, but just a little bit more up here. Just a tad. So we go. So the thing is, they're not meant to be Golden Demon. Yeah, I find I'm putting more and more effort into it to make it look friggin' awesome. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to add... We are going to add a little bit of dead white. So I'm just going to add a little bit of dead white into this. Without trying to mix up the paint with something else. Let's just try to get that. And I'm not worried too much if it's going just all over the place, because I can tidy that up. Just need that little line. That little line everyone goes mad for. Right, and then just going to bring that back in. Add some water. So going back into the moot green, just going to walk that down. I'm going to just pull that. Just start to emerge that line again. See, after that, I'm still not sure if I'm happy with that. Oh, sorry, my friend. Hopefully that's coming through a little bit better now. Let me know. Thanks, Jamie. I much appreciate that. 2 seconds, let me just sort this out. I think I see what the problem is. So the only things you should be able to hear is myself and the mic. That's the only things. Right, let me know if that is much better. Okay, so what else we got? We've got... Let's try some Awk Flesh. Kind of got to try pull it back in a little bit. It's just kind of... Do you know when it's just not quite where you want it to be? I think that's better. And they start, you have to work a couple of layers on that just to blend that part in there. Am I happy with that green? Yeah, man, just be patient, be confident. It'll be fine. Right, let's start thinking about some shadow work. So I'm kind of getting a bit sick of doing green. And we want to play with Agrax. That's what we want to go with. Okay, so we've got some Agrax Shade. Now this is the gloss version, only because the gloss really does help stick towards the edges. And I also need a damp brush as well. So I've got one damp brush and one... Why is that not focusing on that? There you go. Start putting that into the recesses. And then with the damp one, we can just manipulate that to go where I need it to be. And this should start help. Let's pull that around on the metalwork. I'll put a little bit around on the gold. Even though we kind of done a little bit of sepia earlier on in there. We'll start putting some brown in. Okay, right. Let's slam some underneath there. And of course you've got a big old crater there as well. So in a sec I am going to start dressing the actual craters and what we're going to do with them. See, adding this Agrax earth into this is kind of going to make this model going to start help pop those whites and make the whites really start standing out. And it'll get a little bit of depth into it as well. So we're going to just tidy that up there. Put a little bit around here, a little bit around there. Let's get that around like so. And I want to take that. Try and let it pull where we don't want it to pull. Where's me cotton buds? Let's get me a cotton bud just so I've got a nice clean cotton bud there, and that could just help me just tidy up any parts that just get too much obliterated. So what I have done when I've done the white, I have put a matte varnish over the top of it just to give it that little bit of protection. So we're going to put that. Just take off some of that excess there. Yeah, he's looking good. That is just giving him that little bit of character. Let's get a little bit. So pull some around there. Now, as you notice, I'm not just chucking it straight in the air. Not just absolutely saturating the actual model itself with the wash. And what you could do a gloss varnish over the top of it and then put the Agrax on top of it, and then the Agrax should slide to the edges. But we're not. So we don't have time to do that. Because as soon as I start live streaming, I'm just going to be smashing the rest out using the same technique. So this guy is pretty much, he is my test bed, and the rest are going to follow. It's looking good. I'm well happy on that. Just going to darken that down a little bit. I'm actually going to paint them in. Leather, because I can imagine them being leather opposed to just being a white strap. Wouldn't make sense. So I'm going to go to okay, we'll start taking a little bit of paint there off, but I'm not going to worry about it. So just adding that brown wash into it just really does start making it pop. I'm happy with that. We're going to put a little bit just there as well. How? Now, if you wanted to do that quick, what you could do, aerosol can with the, you could just aerosol that straight away with the Wraith Bone from a can. You could then just get a white spray, just go over the top of it, just do like a final highlight, and then just Agrax it down and just do the shoulder pads. Dry thumb to remove the... Thanks, Tomas. I really appreciate that, my friend. The only problem is with using the dry thumb, you get paint on your fingers and then it goes everywhere. And plus the cotton bud has two sides, so you could use the dry side to help rub it off. Look, we could be proper Death Guard here. We could just use dirty earbuds, right? Yeah, I'm liking that. That shoulder pad I'm not happy with. I'm gonna leave that a little bit later on and readdress that, because there's just something about it that's just not working that I'm not happy with. But I'll figure that out in a bit. Okay, so we want to think about the head. No, we want to start thinking about some of that armor. I've got a real mixture of paint going on here, and I need to adjust it, but I'm not. We're not going to. I'm going to go with some rye oxide. I think this is where we're going to go next. Start thinking about some of the rust. Okay, right. So just with the rock side, I'm just going to pull down some like the of course what I also want to do is add some rusting powders into this as well. So what we've got to add, dark sand, we should have some nice, so we've got some nice orangey rust. We've also got some dark steel, we don't want that. We'll take a bit of that, and we'll take, we've got some orange rust, we got some of that, that'd be good. We'll try a bit of that, don't want that, don't want that. I thought I had some other rust. Age rust. Yeah, okay. Right, we've got some colours here to play with. So we've got some. So this is brown iron oxide. So I'm going to pop that into that black. Actually, that might not be the best bet. I think that might be. I'm just going to pop some of this in here. Be interesting to see how this actually dries. I'm going to put a little bit around there. And we'll put a little bit. So when that dries, that should start going like a powdery. That's the plan anyway. And then I'm going to add some lighter orange rust as well. And we want some Pigment Binder. So I blooming spilt this stuff all over the table the other day. So from having a nice brand new full bottle, I managed to spill the whole damn lot. I was not a happy bunny. So we're going to put some. So the fly, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try build this up. So I want to look like that's so it's rusty, and that's going to fall off, isn't it? That ain't going to be good. Let's get a little bit more in there. I want to let pull down a tad. Let's have a little bit of this, just forming up, and we're going to pull this down just a tad. That probably was not the right brush to stick in my mouth. I'm going to stick with it. And we're going to put a little bit of the dark rust in there, like so. There's my thin one. Let's try and manipulate that a little bit. And of course, as soon as we start putting some rust around these bits, hopefully when this dries around these bits, it should look friggin' awesome. It's like how much yeah, knew that was going to break. Paint in the bottom. Let's get a little bit out there. We've got a nice little bit there, just screaming out to have some rust put into there. I'm going to put a little bit around there, a little bit around there, and not too much. Kind of needs a little bit. Where's the brown gone? And I've lost it. There you are. Let's remove you, and we're going to put a little bit of Renoxide. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a little bit thinner, a little bit of wash. So Renoxide, and we're just going to bring that down. Okay, and we're just going to do another little bit just there. And then add a little bit of rust into that mix, and then just see if I can and then maybe what we'll do, we'll have a little bit going down there, and we're just going to widen it up just a tad. Let's add a little bit of darker brown, some rust pigments into there. I'm just praying them once that starts drying, that will start going that lovely rusty effect. Thanks, David. Beautiful thing is, we're not using no friggin' oils, because I know that's what a lot of people love going towards, is they've got going down the oil route. Now the oils would have speed this up, you know, really, really quickly, because I could have just sprayed this gloss and then just gone in with the oils, touched into the sides, and then that would have just seeped into around the corners, and that would look really, really cool. But just didn't want to go down that route. Okay, so what I do want to do is I want to do some just on top of his head. Just going to give that. Actually, not there. And we'll do a little bit off there, like so. And then we'll add a little bit of rust in there. Right, that looks like it's starting to dry there, so I'm going to start adding a little bit more rust. Some rust. So this is the rust pigments I'm adding into this. Of course, let's just try. And that is going to be for tonight's stream. So that's where we're at. Let me know what you think. So from for 2 hours work, we've gone from that to that. I think he's come out pretty damn cool. I like that. Now, what I will do, so for this stream, this is where I'm going to finish, but in about 2 weeks' time, I'll have a painting guide up and exactly how I've done the whites, how I'm going to do the lenses, and there's going to be a couple of other things I'm going to do for this, but for the time being, I need to stop, I need to eat, I need to go to the toilet, I need to do loads of other things, so thank you very much. Next Sunday, we're going to be streaming, so if you keep an eye on the Facebook page, I'll put some dates up on there when we're going to be streaming next, and hopefully we'll get a lot more things going through. I've got some more, so hopefully the Death Guard will be finished by then, but for next week, what I'm going to doing is going through the Rhino. With the Rhino, I look to do some stuff with a Coke can and how to create the, because obviously with the Death Guard, a lot of this is going to be corroded, it's going to be damaged. I'd love to have the Heresy kit, but I just don't have the money to buy that. It's just too damn expensive, but the Heresy body panel work would look friggin' awesome on these. But look, you work with what you got. I've got loads of plastic stuff that's just stashed away. It needs to be built and painted, and that is my New Year's resolution, is to get through that backlog. I think I can do it. I know I can do it. If I keep at this speed, I can definitely get through it. But yeah, so what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to put some panel work in there. I'm going to use the Coke can. I'm going to basically get the drill out through that, and use that Coke can to bend it out and look like, so it's like the rust effects is really starting to put into it. That's the plan anyway. So we'll see how that comes off. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you all soon. And if you haven't already, go check out the Clan Cultures one. The Clan Cultures video I posted up a couple of days ago on Friday. Check it out. See if you can spot what I'm talking about, as in there's something sneaky happens on it. Anyway, thank you very much everyone that's joined us tonight.